Welcome to our channel. In this video, we take you on a captivating journey to Mount Nebo, the final resting place of the great prophet Moses. Join us as we explore the mysteries of this epic mountain and delve into the dramatic story of Moses's burial by God. Discover the historical significance of Mount Nebo and gain a deeper understanding of this sacred site. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoy this video and want to see more content like this.
Mount Nebo, a place of profound significance etched deep into the tapestry of biblical history. Located in the modern-day country of Jordan, this modest mountaintop holds a story that has resonated through the ages. Positioned in the western edge of the highlands of Jordan, Mount Nebo overlooks the southern portion of the Jordan Valley and the northern tip of the Dead Sea. But its geographical location only scratches the surface of its importance. The true value of Mount Nebo lies in its biblical connotations. In the realm of biblical history, Mount Nebo is more than just a geographical location. It is a symbol of faith, a beacon of hope, and a testament to the journey of one of the most revered figures in the Old Testament, Moses. According to the book of Deuteronomy, it was here atop Mount Nebo that Moses was granted a glimpse of the promised land, a land that he had journeyed towards for 40 years, but would never reach himself. The story goes that God showed Moses the land of Canaan from Mount Nebo, a land flowing with milk and honey, promised to the descendants of Abraham. From the plains of Moab to Judah's hills, from the valley of Jericho, the city of palm trees, to the distant western sea, Moses saw it all from Mount Nebo. It was a bittersweet moment, a reward for his unwavering faith and a testament to his devotion. But it was also a poignant reminder of his mortality, for it was on this mountaintop that Moses breathed his last. And so, Mount Nebo became the final resting place of Moses, the great prophet and leader of the Israelites. It was here that his earthly journey ended, and his spiritual journey began. The mountaintop, ever since, has stood as a silent witness to the end of Moses's long journey. Mount Nebo, a silent witness to the end of Moses's long journey, stands as a testament to his life, and the promise of a land flowing with milk and honey. Moses, a man chosen by God, embarked on a journey that would change the course of history. Born into the turbulence of a Hebrew slave family in Egypt, Moses was destined for a life far removed from the ordinary. As an infant, he was found floating in a papyrus basket along the Nile River by an Egyptian princess who chose to raise him as her own. Fast forward to Moses as a grown man, he had an encounter that would forever alter his path. A burning bush, a divine voice. God had a mission for Moses. He was to lead the Israelites out of Egypt, from the clutches of Pharaoh, to a land overflowing with milk and honey. The journey Moses undertook was not a walk in the park. It was a test of faith, endurance, and leadership. The plagues of Egypt, the parting of the Red Sea, the hunger, the thirst, and the constant grumbling of his people. These were but a few of the many trials that Moses and his followers faced in their quest for freedom. Yet, despite the odds, Moses remained steadfast. He climbed Mount Sinai, received the 10 Commandments from God, and guided his people through 40 long years in the wilderness. Through every hardship, he never lost sight of the promise God made to him and his people. His journey, however, was not just about leading the Israelites to the promised land. It was also about transforming a group of slaves into a nation, instilling in them a sense of identity, a set of laws, and a belief system that would endure for generations. But even the most epic journey must come to an end. After years of wandering, of trials and triumphs, the destination was in sight. The mountains of Abarim, a range in the lands east of Jordan, beckoned, and among these mountains, Mount Nebo stood tall, a silent witness to the culmination of Moses's extraordinary journey. After years of wandering, Moses and his people finally reached the mountains of Abarim, with Mount Nebo standing tall among them. Standing on the precipice of Mount Nebo, Moses gazed upon the promised land, a sight he had longed to see. This was a moment of profound significance. It was here, on this mountain, that Moses experienced his final earthly moments, a poignant culmination of his life's journey. The biblical account paints a vivid picture of this moment. Moses, the great liberator and lawgiver of the Israelites, stood on the crest of Mount Nebo, his eyes feasting on a sight that had been a distant dream for decades. He was granted a panoramic view of the Promised Land, stretching out in all its majesty before him. The land of milk and honey, the land promised by God to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, was finally within sight. Yet, in a twist of divine irony, Moses, who had led the Israelites out of Egypt and through the wilderness for 40 years, was not allowed to set foot in the promised land himself. This was his reward and his punishment. He was allowed to see the land but not to enter it. It was a moment of profound joy, tinged with a touch of sorrow. The circumstances surrounding Moses' death remain shrouded in mystery. The Bible tells us that he died there in the land of Moab, but no one knows his burial place to this day. It's as if the mountain itself became his final resting place, swallowing up the traces of this great man, allowing him to merge with the landscape he had come to love. And so Moses, the man who spoke with God face to face, who brought forth water from a rock and manna from heaven, who defied Pharaoh and led his people to freedom, found his final rest on Mount Nebo. His journey was complete. His mission was fulfilled. Moses, having fulfilled his mission, found his rest in the solitude of Mount Nebo, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire millions. His story, etched in the annals of history and in the hearts of all who revere him, serves as a testament to faith, perseverance, and divine providence. Today, Mount Nebo is more than just a geographical location. It's a symbol of faith, endurance, and promise. It stands tall in modern-day Jordan, and despite the passing of centuries, its significance remains etched in the hearts of many. Overlooking the Dead Sea and the Jordan River Valley, Mount Nebo continues to be a beacon for those seeking spiritual enlightenment. It is a place of pilgrimage for Christians worldwide, who come to pay homage to Moses and the pivotal role he played in their faith's narrative. On its peak, a monument fittingly named the Serpentine Cross stands tall, a symbol of the bronze serpent created by Moses in the wilderness, and the cross upon which Jesus was crucified. It's a powerful testament to the intertwining narratives of the Old and New Testaments, merging in this one sacred space. But Mount Nebo isn't just home to the Serpentine Cross. The Franciscan monastery is another prominent landmark. Its ancient mosaics tell stories of a time long past, while its peaceful ambiance invites introspection and prayer. It's a place where the whispers of history meet the silent prayers of the present. And let's not forget the panoramic view from the summit of Mount Nebo. It's said to be the same view Moses had before he passed away, a sweeping vista of the promised land. Today it's a sight that leaves visitors in awe, a reminder of the journey Moses undertook, and the promise that was fulfilled. Every year thousands of visitors flock to Mount Nebo. They come from far and wide, each with their own stories, each seeking something. Some come for the history, others for the spiritual connection, and many for the sheer beauty of the place. Mount Nebo, a place of historical and spiritual significance, continues to echo the story of a man and his divine mission. The story of Moses and Mount Nebo is more than just a tale from the distant past. It's a narrative that has shaped millions of lives, a story that has woven itself into the fabric of human history and continues to resonate today. In the hallowed chronicles of the Bible, we've journeyed with Moses from his birth in the reeds of the Nile, through his encounter with the burning bush, to his leadership of the Israelites out of Egypt and through the wilderness. A journey culminating at Mount Nebo, the mountain peak where Moses laid his eyes upon the promised land, a site he was never destined to reach in his lifetime. Mount Nebo emerges as a symbol, a testament to the trials and tribulations faced by Moses and the Israelites. It was here that Moses, after leading his people for 40 years, was granted a glimpse of the promised land. A land flowing with milk and honey, a land he had dreamt of, but would never step foot in. A poignant reminder of the sacrifices made and the challenges overcome on the path to freedom. This mountain peak, shrouded in mystery and revered for centuries, is more than just a geographical location. It's a spiritual landmark, etched into the annals of biblical history. Today, it stands as a beacon for pilgrims from around the world, drawing them to its heights to experience a slice of the divine journey undertaken by Moses and the Israelites. As we've traversed the life of Moses, the significance of Mount Nebo has been underscored time and again. Its relevance in biblical history is undeniable, and its importance in the present day is equally compelling. Mount Nebo continues to inspire, to captivate, and to serve as a reminder of a journey marked by faith, perseverance, and divine guidance. As we reflect upon the story of Moses and his final rest at Mount Nebo, we are reminded of the enduring power of faith, perseverance, and divine promise.